God, guys. Oh, it's 2 days since the final day of Aftershock, and I still feel like there are a dozen needles each in the back of my heels. Isn't that crazy, Spinell? Meow, meow, meow. Yeah? She's like, well, let me help. You're in pain? Where? Oh my god, what an amazing, amazing weekend. I had such a blast. I had such a good time. And I hope everybody else did as well. I basically wanted to just put this out there, let everybody know what's going on. I did record a whole bunch of stuff for a vlog for Aftershock 2025. The problem is, I still haven't even put out 2024 yet. All the clips and everything from that year, from last year, are still sitting here on my hard drive, on my desktop somewhere, and waiting to be edited. And I'm not going to let that go to waste, so I intend to put that out first and then my 2025 vlog. But for now, today, we're just going to do like a brief recap.
Brief recap.
So day by day, was very interesting. Mapped out my day, which bands I was going to see, which bands I probably wasn't going to see. By the first day, like each of the pits, I was done. I was so worn out and just walking. There's so much walking. Anyway, so I can go on and on and on about what made this year so good. But I do have to say, if I had to, if I had to change anything, it would be the mixing and like the sound of each of the stages. Like this, Aftershock needs new sound guys. Like whoever does the sound for each stage. But I especially noticed it at the DWP stage. It was like an all weekend thing. Like guitars were too quiet for Snuffed on Sight. The kick drum was clipping massively throughout all of Hatebreed's sets. Machine had started off with monitor issues. The vocals and the guitars were drowned out during Spineshank's set, and poor little Nathan's mic wasn't even turned on. That being said, regardless of who goes next year, I'm going again. I'm sure everybody is. I mean, I'm sure you can get like 4-day passes right now for $1 down. And that's the thing about Aftershock. I never really care anymore who's going to be on the bill. I know that I'm going to be going anyway, just because it's a great time. Like, I find myself wanting to just like just kick it. But this year there's so many great bands that I want to see. I was just always moving around. My feet, my legs, they are begging me to cut them off. Break out a friggin' handsaw. But before I do get into, I guess, a review of all the bands I saw this year and whatnot, and taking a look at the sets that I missed, here are a bunch of suggestions for next year that nobody asked for, but if anybody at Aftershock or Danny Wimber Presents are watching, you know, maybe take these into consideration perhaps. Psycho Stick, Creed, Sleep Token, 9 Inch Nails, Nickelback, Rage Against the Machine, one can dream, right? Psycho Stick, Foo Fighters, Spirit Box, Fleshwater, Loathe, Via Nova, Psycho Stick, Vola, Super Heaven, Soul Blind, Conan, Bad Brains, I Saw That Lightning Strike shirt, don't fuck with me on this, Crosses, Pussifer, Psycho Stick, Cannibal Corpse, Wheel, Animals as Leaders, Not Enough Space, Napalm Death, Psycho Stick, Revocation, and Psycho Stick. Maybe AC/DC? I mean, that's probably reaching, but maybe Psycho Stick. Oh, and Tenacious D. I figured we would go over each of the bands I saw and take a look at the bands that you guys might have seen that I missed out on. And I'll give like a brief rundown, a brief like rating, I guess, of each of the bands that I saw. And of course, I want to know about your guys' experience, so let me know down in the comments what you thought of each band as you saw them, etc., etc. What were the best bands? What were the not so best bands? Let's hear it. And then we'll speculate about who's going to be at next year's Aftershock. Only 52 weeks away. But no, I can't wait that long. I want to come back now. Then again, you'd miss me, huh? You'd miss me, huh? She don't give a fuck. Yeah, baby, scratch that itch. So day one was probably like the roughest and toughest. I started out by seeing Snot. You see here, open up obviously like probably the best song, Snot. I'd say Deadfall is also one of my favorites from them. Also really cool that they played Absent off of Straight Up. But yeah, I'd say Snot was like an 8.5 out of 10. These guys set the weekend off right for me, and they were like the first band I actually got the entire set of. And it's great to see these guys out performing again. Their 2 albums that they have are classics. Rest in peace, Lynn Straight. Didn't catch Red Jumpsuit, but obviously, yeah, they have to play Face Down. Makes sense that they'd end with it as well. They got the right as Left to Suffer was playing, but didn't really catch them. Moving on through day one. There's Throne set. Oh, well, this isn't their entire set, as we can see here. But I know that they played Look at Me, they played Dwell, they played Backfire and On the Verge, Bloodsucker, and they played a few other songs as well. I definitely give them a 9.5 out of 10. Super crushing, super heavy. They're one of those bands you have to see. But I might reduce that down to a 1 out of 10 because I did not see one person get thrown yet again. Second time singing. Didn't see one person get thrown. Didn't catch Hoobastank, but see, what did they play? Same direction, Side of You, Running Away Pieces, Out of Control, Reason, Crawling in the Dark. Okay. The kind of the songs you'd expect to hear from them. I did see Nails, and I'm upset that there's still not a set list filled in here, but I know that they played, I think they opened up with Suffering Soul. They played Lacking the Ability to Process Empathy, I Can't Turn It Off, Made to Make You Fail, Wide Open Wound, which was fucking crushing. There's a video of me somewhere of me just sitting, kneeling, praising in the middle of the pit, waiting for the final breakdown to drop. Absolutely destroyed. They also played Come Front and Scum Will Rise. I think they also played God's Cold Hands, I Will Not Follow, if I didn't say that already, as well as they ended up with, they played Endless Resistance and ended off with Unsilent Death, and it was awesome. One of the heaviest bands you'll ever see live, period. Absolutely destroyed, and the only bad thing is that they should have had a longer set. Bowling for Soup, yeah, they played 1985, that's cool. They played the Phineas and Ferb song, that's great. State Champs, Attila, didn't catch them. Didn't play Mom Jeans. Of course they opened up with What's Up. I would have loved to see that song at least. Although it says set list incomplete, out of order, so they probably didn't even open up with that. Cattle Decap, let me tell you, these guys can play their asses off. They put on quite the performance. This is my second time seeing them. And of course there's no set list here, but if I remember it correctly, they opened up with Manufactured Extinct. Then I think they played Your Disposal, then Parasitic Adaptation, then We Eat Our Young, then Scourge of the Offspring, and then they ended off with Bring Back the Plague. I feel like they played more than 6 songs, but that sounds about right to me. But either way, 9 out of 10. Always a great show, full of energy, fun, and good old misanthropy. Speed was the best hardcore show all weekend. They were tight and on point. Great speeches from the front man. Just like a band that's been around 5 years, and they're just on top of their game. They're killing it, and it was just so genuine and authentic and crushing. 10 out of 10, easily. 10 out of 10. See, Alkaline Trio played. Set list is out of order. I caught like maybe a little bit of them like in between stages, because I was going from Speed over to High on Fire. Looks like they played Burning Down, Rumors of War, Fury Whip, Fireface, Snakes for the Divine, and Darker Fleece. Really neat, interesting set. Happy to see Fury Whip and Snakes for the Divine. Death of the Communion is definitely one of my favorite albums from them. Really cool to finally get to see them live. Matt Pike is a riff lord. They were sludgy and heavy, riffy. They brought the muddy riffs, and it was a muddy pit. First couple days, like that Coors Light pit was super muddy. I'd say 8 out of 10. First time seeing these guys live, and it was a crushing experience. I think they played during Hollywood Undead. So let's see. Of course, they gotta play Everywhere I Go, and of course, they ended off the set with Undead. Taking Back Sunday, never really got into them. I forget what song of theirs I know, or at least like a couple songs, maybe possibly. There's such a contrast between like super heavy hardcore bands and just pop punk and pop rock on the main stages for the first day. I thought that was really cool. I did catch Chelsea Grin. They opened up with Requiem, which was fucking cool. Then they played Deb Rose, and Playing with Fire, then My Damnation, which was really cool, and Sing to the Grave, then Hostage. Third time seeing them, and second time seeing them with Tom Barber, and they were heavy. They had a pretty friggin' awesome Wall of Death. I forget during which song, probably Deb Rose. Didn't seem like Tom was too enthusiastic. He seemed kind of bored, but he still sounded good. And it's always a great time seeing these songs played live. I give them a 7 out of 10. Didn't see Carcass, unfortunately. It doesn't look like there's any songs I had here yet, but I did see the All-American Rejects. Take me back to the mid to late 2000s. I did need to see a little bit of pop rock. Break up the day a little bit, and yeah, what a delight these guys were. I definitely needed some pop rock, and these guys delivered. You know, Dirty Little Secret, Ends Tonight, Move Along, and then ending it off with Gives You Hell. Undeniable bops. All American Rejects, 9 out of 10. I did not see All Time Low, but yeah, of course, I did hear their final song, which was Dear Maria, Count Me In. Like, obviously, they have to play that one. But I did catch All Shall Perish, and they were friggin' awesome, honestly. It's good to see these guys back at it. Wage Slaves just brought the entire house down. Deconstruction was really cool to see. Stabbing to Purge Dissimulation was really cool. I'm glad that they played a whole bunch off of The Price of Existence. All Shall Perish, 8.5 out of 10. Testament was great. Didn't expect them to open up with Rise Up off of Dark Roots of Earth, but that was really cool. Practice What You Preach, like hell yeah. More Than Meets the Eye is a classic at this point. Did not expect them to pull out Return to Serenity. I thought that was a pleasant surprise. It was an unexpected treat. Of course, Into the Pit ending off right. There are some points where Chuck really seemed kind of out of it, not exactly on point, but he could still hit those death growls really cool. Although it would have been nice to hear some stuff off of The Gathering. I'd say 8 out of 10. Didn't catch Good Charlotte, but I did hear that Derek Whibley came out and did a couple of Sum 41 songs with them. I thought that was fucking cool. I was seeing Hatebreed during their set, but I would have absolutely loved to see Dance Floor Anthem live. Speaking of Hatebreed, awesome set, and I see set listed complete and out of order. I Will Be Heard, This Is Now, Looking on the Barrel of the Day, The Threshold, Destroy Everything, Perseverance, Before Dishonor, and Ashes They Shall Reap, and Smash Your Enemies. I think they played Proven as well. I'm almost certain they did. And they certainly played 7 Enemies, which I lost my fucking mind for that. And they ended up closing with Looking Down the Barrel of Today. But yeah, finally my first time seeing them. Absolutely killer. Loved hearing those tracks. Would have loved to hear Defeatist and Doomsayer, but it was still a great set overall. But the kick drum was clipping like crazy throughout the whole set, which sucked. Like, it was overpowering and a little distracting. But Carl Schwartz from First Blood was actually playing bass for them, which was fucking cool. First Blood at Aftershock when? Yeah, I'd say 9 out of 10. Alright. I ended off the day by watching Acid Bath, and it was great. And opened up with Tranquilized, and did Leave Me in the Ocean. Ended off with Dr. Seuss's Dead, which is really cool. This was a really amazing set, honestly. It's like, how do these guys sound this amazing after being gone so long? Incredible, heavy, great band. I just really, really wish they played a lot more off of When the Kite String Pops. Still 9.5 out of 10. What did Blink play? The Rock Show, First Date. That's great. That's a great way to open off their set. They had a big set too. Stay Together for the Kids, I Miss You, What's My Age Again, All the Small Things, Damn It. That's really dope. That's actually really cool. It would have been nice to see them now that Tom's back in the band, but I couldn't miss Acid Bath. Alright, moving along. Day 2, 156 Silence. Awesome, newer metalcore band. Played nothing but people watching songs, as well as a new song that's coming from, I guess it's an upcoming release or something like that. Ended off with my 2 favorite songs, Better Written Villain and Character Development Cold Start. Yeah, excellent way to kick off like a really rainy morning. And their heavier songs did sound noticeably better than the softer ones. I give the overall set an 8 out of 10 though. Wings of Plague was right after them. It was still raining pretty hard, and they were awesome.
That 2008 shit.
I distinctly remember them playing Reloaded and Decimate the Weak. I also think they played The Impaler, and I know for sure that they played One Body Too Many, which was really cool. I just really wish they had a longer set. I would give them a 8.5 out of 10. Didn't catch Forbidden or Violent Vera. Kind of saw a glare from the stage that I was staying at, so I can watch the Kuna Coil set, which was really cool. Seeing Randy Blythe actually come out and do Hosting the Shadow with them was really cool. They sounded great. They were really on point. Yeah, they did play one off of Black Anima, but no old stuff. They didn't play Heaven's a Lie, they didn't play Our Truth, or even Trip the Darkness. I thought that was really weird. So yeah, they sounded awesome, but played like no hits. And shout out to Marissa, who I befriended waiting for their set to start. 8.5 out of 10. Right, then I caught Failure. I love Failure. I'm so happy I finally got to see them. And they played a pretty diverse set from like across their whole catalog. Basically like every release they've done, if I'm not mistaken. 9.5 out of 10, just solely for Another Space song. I've been obsessed with Another Space song all year. Absolutely fantastic song. I actually got to witness them play it live. It was so lovely and so nice. But I would have absolutely loved to hear Undone as well. And Saturday Savior would have been really cool. Even The Nurse Who Loved Me. And Fear Factory tore the place apart. Absolutely tight and heavy set, but they really needed to play Self-Biased Resistor, but oh well. They did Demanufacturer, Zero Signal, Replica, and Hunter Killer, which was stopped midway to check on a fallen fan, and they resumed a few minutes later. Then they played Shock, and Edge Crusher, and then Lynchpin. So yeah, Demanufactured, then Obsolete, then one off of Digimortal. We were expecting them to play just nothing but Demanufacture songs, since they're on the 30-year anniversary tour for it, but ended up pleasantly surprising us. And they did Edge Crusher with Jose, the Metal Ambassador Mansion, which was really cool. 9 out of 10. Didn't catch Death Angel, but this is a pretty solid list, solid set list. I probably should have caught either Basement or North Lane as well, but oh well. I didn't see any of Kerry King at all, or Yngwie Malmsteen, or Get Scared, but I did watch Dillinger. Of course, the set list is incomplete out of order. They were absolutely nuts, but yeah, they did play each of these songs. They did cover the Prodigy for a little bit, which was really cool. 43% burnt, obviously, absolutely nuts. These guys were just incomprehensible, 9 out of 10, and they were losing their minds the whole set too. Bruce Dickinson, honestly, how he sounds so perfect at the ripe old age of 67 is beyond me. He's just perfect. He sounds incredible, and he's a funny guy too. 8.5 out of 10. The Knocked Loose, fucking awesome. Wish they played longer. I don't know how you leave out Deadbringer or Trapped in the Grasp of Memory though, but still a very solid set list here. Piece by Piece would have been nice to hear as well. Or shit, even Thirst. They definitely needed a longer set. 9 out of 10. Then after that, Lamb of God destroyed the place. And I swear, they just need to headline the main stage already. Opening up with Resurrection Man. Are you kidding me? Then right in the ditch and just burn the place down. Walk With Me in Hell, Ruin, Now You've Got Something to Die For, Memento Mori, Hell Yes, Laid to Rest. And they played Sepsis for the first time, the song that they put out the day before this show. And then, of course, they closed off the Redneck because they always do. 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I couldn't choose at all between Turnstile, Chiodos, and Exodus, so I caught a little bit of Exodus and a little bit of Chiodos. And then just try to get as close as I can for a perfect circle. Yeah, Chiodos played all the first album, Exodus, and so did Exodus. They played, well, most of their first. Wait a minute. What? Yo, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so they opened up with Bonded by Blood, which I saw them play that. Then they played Brain Dead and Death Amphetamine. Death Amphetamine off of Shovel-Headed Kill Machine. Then Blacklist, probably their biggest hit next to Toxic Waltz. And of course, ending off with Strike the Beast. I was expecting just nothing but Bonded by Blood songs. So, like, the way that Aftershock has been promoting some of these bands has just not been accurate. Like they said, Fear Factor was going to do Demanufacture, and Exodus was going to do Bonded by Blood, and Trivium was going to do Ascendancy, and they did more than that. Each of the bands did. Whatever. Perfect Circle. Of course, they open up with the package. And they go into Disillusioned. And I'd say the most disappointing thing about the set was the antsy and irritable crowd. Because, like, who pits during APC? Like, honestly. But this is interesting, though. If this is correct, this is the first time they've played Rose since 2018? So they didn't play Rose at all during the Sasanta tour? Hold on. Sasanta, Las Vegas. Huh. Okay. Well, I'll be damned. What a pleasant surprise then. Like, I guess Rose is one of my favorites. It was great to see Rose. It was great to see the Contrarian. And God, oh my God. Counting Bodies, especially. Yeah, no Talk since 2018 as well. That's really cool. I think the set list needed The Hollow and maybe a little bit more off of Emotive. I'd say 8 out of 10. Still love them. Alright, what did I miss out on Power Trip? Soul Sacrifice, Executioner's Tax, Firing Squad, Hornet's Nest, hell yeah. Nightmare Logic, Crucifixation, fucking killer set. And the intro of Drown, which, love that riff. God, I wish I saw it. Divine Apprehension, hell yeah. Waiting Around to Die, Manifest Decimation, that's a fucking killer set list. But it needs the Hammer of Doubt. Like, I would that would have been like the song for me to see if I went and saw this set, which I probably should have done. Anyway, Deftones, let's take a look. Man, I already know what they played. Like, I have a mental note of the whole thing. I just can't believe I finally got to see them play Entombed. Like, what? It was beautiful. I mean, not to mention Cherry Waves again, and Rocket Skates, Hole in the Earth. Overall, I wish Chino was kind of more on top of it vocally, but the energy was all there, and it was amazing to hear 4 new songs. They played Ecdysis, which was really cool. What was really cool is them ending off with Engine Number 9 and 7 Words, because October 3rd was literally the 30th anniversary of that very first album, Adrenaline. Overall, Deftones was about a 9 out of 10. All right, so what did Dream Theater play during Deftones? As I Am and The Enemy Inside? No way! That's pretty... Midnight Messiah is a great track off the new album. Did like that one. Panic Attack, The Dark Eternal Night? Yo! That's fucking awesome! Proving Skies off of Falling Into Infinity? What? And Pull Me Under, of course, they gotta play that. That's just these 7 songs alone is a cooler set than I saw them play when they did the Dream Sonic tour. Like, maybe that's a hot take, but that's a good set. Damn, that sucks. That would have been amazing to see. Fuck. Alright, let's move on to day 3. Snuffed on Sight was awesome. Great way to kick off the day. They brought the pain, but the guitars were just too quiet. 7.5 out of 10. After that, I saw Xibalba, who were super heavy. Slow, sludgy, hardcore, and heavy sets. And fuck Ice. 7.5 out of 10. Didn't catch Saliva, but according to my friend, they were not very good. Also, how do you not play Survival of the Sickest? Anyway, Kitty. Oh my god, what a show. Set list incomplete. Well, that's unfortunate. But this looks like about like the amount of songs that they actually played. Put a good amount off of their newest album. That's I think it's been out for a minute now. They only played 2 songs off of Spit, which was Brackish, obviously, and then Spit, clearly. 9 out of 10. What did Dying Wish play? I didn't catch them. Oh, that's a cool set. Cowards Feed, Cowards Bleed is a killer song. Bill Murray, an absolute blast. I absolutely loved watching them. They did play each of these songs, that's for damn sure. Fluoride and the Hard Seltzer Water was really cool. I forgot I hadn't even heard their new song yet, More Than Hate. Yeah, loved them. 9.5 out of 10. Real sad I got to miss Dayseeker. Would love to see them play the home we built. Dying Fetus. Yeah, short, sweet, to the point. In the trenches, Unbridled Fury. Wrong one to fuck with. From Wound to Waste. Into the Cesspool. Grotesque Impalement. Absolutely banger after banger. And the new song slaps. They certainly needed a much longer set, but it was freaking cool to see them in a festival setting. And they were tight, ferocious, just kick ass. 9 out of 10. Then saw Slaughter to Prevail for the first time. Of course, setlist is incomplete, but they did play Demolisher as the ending song. Baba Yaga was really cool too. Yeah, killer show. Tons of energy. Incredible walls of death. And wholesome speeches from Alex Terrible. High octane shit. High octane, 8.5 out of 10. And Trivium. First time seeing them. I was coming out of the bathroom when I hear the opening capsizing the sea and then leading it into In Waves, and I was like, okay, so we're just not doing Ascendancy, I guess. They at least did like Light to Flies, but like, you're not gonna do a gunshot to the head of trepidation or pull hard on the strings of your martyr, or fuck, Rain would have been kick ass, or not even like Dying in Your Arms. Whatever. Seeing them cover Slave New World was awesome. Down from the Sky, first time as show closure. That's really cool. Yeah, not bad for my first time seeing them, and that cover of Slave New World was epic. I give this 8 out of 10. And Chevelle, who I just saw a week prior to this on a headlining tour, which was awesome, coming out strong with An Island, It's a Face to the Floor, which really got a big crowd reaction. The Clincher, I was basically like in the pit area, like a whole set, it was great. Rabbit Hole, Cowards Part 1, obviously I was really looking forward to seeing that played in the big festival setting. It's missing Jim Jones. I think they played Jim Jones after Face to the Floor, and then they played the Clincher and then Rabbit Hole, so I have to edit that. Of course, Sand the Pain Below, the Red Comfortable Liar was really cool, and ended off with Mars Simula. I really wish they opened up a family system like they did in San Francisco. Still, one of the most consistent and overlooked bands in rock and metal, and they destroyed and desperately needed a longer set. 9 out of 10. And I guess 3 Days Grace kind of kicked some ass. Animal I've Become, So-Called Life, I Hate Everything About You, Never Too Late, Riot, but no Pain? Huh, didn't catch them, so... there's no August Burns Red set yet. It sucks. Because I was torn between the two, I just decided to see neither one and get closer for Gojira. Asked for someone to give me a drag off of a cigarette, and she ended up giving me like a full cigarette. I was like, oh my god. Shout out to Jaden. But yeah, Gojira, 10 out of 10. Perfection as always. Let's see if they get it right here. Only Pain, The Axe, Backbone, Stranded, Flying Whales, The Cell. Yeah, Born for One Thing, Another World, Silvera, Mea Culpa, and Amazonia. I think that's the exact set that they played. It says set list incomplete here, but I'm trying to think, is there something missing here? No, this is the whole set. Still, 10 out of 10. One of the best sets all weekend, easily. What a Dragon Force play. They did a Taylor Swift cover? What? That's really cool. Fury of the Storm for Through the Fire of Flames. That's awesome. Bad Omens, though, man, they stole my heart. Spectre, oh my god, probably the best Bad Omens song yet. Go listen to that and tell me it doesn't just stab your heart multiple times. Just the song alone is fine, but the performance of it was incredible. Not to mention seeing them play The Death of Peace of Mind. Like, hell yes. Because they didn't play that last time they were at Aftershock. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for Bad Omens. Then there was Korn. Blind Twist, Here to Stay, Got the Life. Clown, my favorite Korn song. Really glad they played that. Stayed in the pit, like, basically up until that point. I was like, I'm kind of done. Because it's the end of the third day. I'm just like, all right, I saw Clown. But eventually, they played Cold, which I've never seen them play before, which was really cool. That was a treat. As well as Twisted Transistor. That's actually cool to see as well. And Dirty. They, like, what? They played Dirty. That's actually, like, really cool. And Somebody Someone was super heavy. For You with the Ozzy tribute was really cool. Falling Away From Me, Divine, Freak on a Leash. Perfect little trio. Divine was a really cool treat as well. I would say they're really only as good as how well Jonathan Davis performs. But this was a great set. And that's kind of something I noticed over the weekend, you know, like, a lot of bands are really left up to how well the vocals are being delivered, how well it sounds, how well they're performing and whatnot. And Jonathan Davis, he did okay. I'd give Korn an 8 out of 10. They're always up there having a blast, and seeing him coming out with those bagpipes for Chutes and Ladders is always a sight. Big crowd hype for damn sure. Alright, final day, day 4, let's go. Dope started off the day. This is wrong. This is not their set. This is not their set list. It's missing Die Motherfucker Die, because they certainly played that. They did play Bitch, but they did not play Debonair. Debonair would have been great to see again. A third time seeing Dope, and Dope was dope. 8 out of 10. The Sleep Theory, I was interested in checking out. Here's their set here, and I ended up being quite impressed with these guys. I think they got a promising future. They're very up and coming, I guess you could say. They sounded really good. Great vocalists, and everything they played was off their album Afterglow. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Spineshank, classic new metal-ish band. They were all right. The sound and mix didn't really help much, and like I said, like you're really only as good as your frontman performs, and if he's dragging it down, it's not as good. But they're pretty good, full of energy, full of hype, having a good the whole time, having a blast. They, frontman brought on stage, I guess, his nephew Nathan, and little Nathan's mic wasn't even on because he was there to like sing a song with them, and he's clearly this little guy, you know, clearly trying to like sing one of their songs with them, and mic wasn't even turned on. It was a decent set, though. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Would have loved to see Prong. I did see them at Aftershock a few years ago, I believe. But during their set, I saw The Plot in You, and it's a shame that there's no set here yet. That way I can relive it because, oh my god, easily one of the most promising bands of modern times. Amazing set. They deserve a headlining spot in a few years. A couple years, please. Fantastic performance, too short of a set. I know they played Forgotten, and they played Don't Look Away, I'm pretty sure, and they ended off with Feel Nothing. I've certainly fallen in love with these guys. It's the brainchild of the front man, mostly, but like, still. 9.5 out of 10. Then we get the evil fucking disco of the one and only Static X. Absolutely awesome. Open up with Blood for Days, which is just like perfect. Terminator Oscillator was cool. I would have preferred they maybe changed that one out with Hollow instead, but it was still cool. And Love Dump was probably the highlight of the set for me, other than I'm Was Stupid. Swear the Blood was cool to see. Dirt House, I was not expecting them to play one from Start a War. So that was actually pretty cool to see. And obviously Cold, they can't go without playing that. Same with I Was Stupid, and obviously they're ending it off with Push It. 9 out of 10. Love Static X. Adore Static X. One of the best live bands you'll see. Today I'm glad they're back and still killing it. Saw them on tour with Seven Dust a year and a half ago in San Francisco. It was great. And they were even at Aftershock last year as well, a year ago in 2024. And they had a much longer set then too. Anyway, after that I chilled for a bit, and then I probably caught the end of Story of the Year, so I got to see them play Until the Day I Die. I got to see a little bit of 3 Inches of Blood as well. But one of the bands I was most excited to see that day, of course, was Machine Head, one of my favorite bands, and they played a very interesting set. 10 Ton Hammer, even though like they were having monitor issues, and there was like sound issues throughout the whole weekend at different stages for different bands and whatnot, but yeah, really weird to see them play without opening up with Imperium and ending off with Halo. So despite a shaky intro, I was not expecting them to pop the fuck off like that. Rob controlled that crowd, and the pits were gigantic. Like, going into Choke on the Ashes of Your Hate, probably their fastest song, arguably. He just like, spread out, bigger motherfucker, big. It was great. Didn't expect them to play Outsider, which was really cool. I expected them to play Unbound instead, but Still cool. Of course, they gotta play Is There Anybody Out There? It's a festival. It's their biggest song. I think Bone Scraper, and From This Day, they set out a whole bunch of big, giant Machine Head logo beach balls that just bounced around during From This Day, and that was such a fun touch. Yeah, their set wasn't bad at all. I actually witnessed people snatch and deflate the balls and just take them for keepsakes, basically. Of course, ending off with Davidian, because hell yeah. Welcome back to the festival circuit, Machine fucking Head. Kind of surprised that they didn't put Locust in there somewhere, but they did only have like a 35-minute set, and they got long songs. But whatever. Alright, Chimera. Here we go. Oh, they did play Year of the Snake. So what I ended up doing was I just caught the first couple songs, Pure Hatred, Nothing Remains. Probably my 2 favorite Chimera songs, and I was like, okay, time to go check out Sick Puppies, which is kind of shitty, because like it's Chimera, they deserve better. But there wasn't really much energy for them. Like their pitch should have been much better. I even heard somebody saying, come on guys, Chimera deserves much more. But honestly, Nothing Remains. One of my favorite metal songs of all fucking time. That's cool too. They end up with a Dead Inside and Power Trip because of course. But only one song off of Pass Out of Distance. Interesting. That's a cool set right there. Yeah, just based off the 2 songs alone, 8.5 out of 10. Mark sounded pretty good. What did Black Veiled Brides play? Knights and Pen. That would have been cool to see. I remember trying to learn the Legacy on guitar in high school. I did catch the end of Sick Puppies. Or Riptide Odd One. Okay, for sure. Good trio to open up with, and then of course You're Going Down ended up being the final song. I would have loved to hear them play Maybe. That's one of my favorite Sick Puppy songs. So they're pretty neat. They sound really good. 8 out of 10. What did this moment play? Here we go. Blood, Sick Like Me, Eternal Life Support. There you go. Yeah. Blood goes off every time. I don't give a fuck. So I missed In This Moment because I was watching Crossfade. Let me tell you, it was such a treat to see them perform after they finally reunited last year. And they played a fantastic set. Like, opening up with Starless is like, yeah, that's how you fucking do it. And so far away, like, yes, please. Please, yes. ATV Alpha Theory 3. Dead Memories, The Deep End. Colors was really cool. Already Gone. Death Trend set I wasn't expecting to see, but that was actually pretty cool. Of course, ending off with Cold. I'd say the vocal performance was a little all over the place, but I don't blame the guy for having a lot of fun despite it. There was still a lot of fun, even though they weren't as, like, in tune with the crowd, like, kind of, like, they didn't exactly have the crowd wrapped around their fingers. They were just playing songs, you know? But it was great, though. I would have loved to see No Giving Up, or even The Unknown, even though that's more of like a real soft song. But still, pretty cool. 7.5 out of 10. And I caught the end of Devil Driver, so I got to see him play End of the Line in Clouds of California, and tons of energy. Real good to see these guys back around. 8 out of 10. Alright, we're nearing the end, folks. Didn't catch Motionless in Light, didn't catch Hinder, but yeah, of course, Lips of an Angel, Get Stoned. Did catch Mudvayne, and let me tell you guys, oh my god, easily one of the best shows all weekend. Open it up with Dig, just set the whole show off, right into Internal Primates Forever, right into Death Blooms, and then a great speech or two by Chad. It's like, you leave all that bullshit outside, like all your relationship bullshit, all your money stresses, all the bullshit of the world. You leave it here and you release everything here tonight. You're among family and friends. And I want you to turn around and give a couple strangers a high five right now. He was just so wholesome. He was so great. I absolutely loved Chad Gray. His performance was spectacular. Nothing to gain nearly brought my ass to tears. And they played nothing but old shit too, and one new song, Sticks and Stones. So it was great. And I say all old songs, like Dull Boy is off of the new game, but that song's actually much older than the album, if I remember correctly. Yeah, great set, although it would have been great to hear -1 and Prod. Prod is easily one of my favorites from them. 9.5 out of 10. Alright, after that was Marilyn Manson. And I keep forgetting that Reba from Code Orange is his guitar player. He was very surprisingly on point, and the whole performance was excellent. Disposable Teens, Angel with the Scab Wings, Tourniquet, Sacrilegious was great. This is the new shit mob scene, the dope show. He did tease, I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me, and he gave a great speech on drugs. That was just so fucking real. Then he played a new one, As Sick as the Secrets Within. I would have preferred Raise the Red Flag, but I mean, you already had Sacrilegious and Not If You Understand off of the new album and whatnot, but it was still great to see. Like the whole show was great. Of course, Sweet Dreams and The Beautiful People, just a perfect 1-2 punch to end off the set. It was great. Shout out to Christina, who was hanging out. You and your friends were super cool. Great show, 8.5 out of 10. I wish I got to see Guar. It didn't make much sense for them to be playing during Mudvayne or fucking Marilyn Manson. That's a decent set list, though. El Presidente, of course. I really do need to see them on the headlining tour. Let's talk about Rob motherfucking Zombie here. He started a little early, so like it took me a minute to get over there, but I got to the bathrooms by the time he started playing Dead City Radio. And while I was in the bathroom, I was like, oh my god, he's starting to play Feel So Numb, and it's like my favorite Rob Zombie. Well, it's probably like arguably one of my favorite Rob Zombie songs. I've been rocking out to that song since I was 7 years old. It was great. Well, everybody's fucking UFO. He played What Lurks on Channel X, which was really cool. Like, his stage production, always on point. Always incredible. Always such a great show. Super Beast, Lords of Salem, House of 1,000 fucking Corpses, More Human Than Human, Living Dead Girl, Thunder Kiss 65, Dragula. Just excellent. He still kills it at 60 and never puts on a dull show. Love him. Charisma for days. 9.5 out of 10. Would have loved to see Pussy Liquor. Flyleaf. Oh wow, they covered 9 Inch Nails. That's cool. I would have only gone over to see I'm So Sick, but I think that song kind of kicks ass. Let's see. Cavalera Conspiracy. It was just billed as Cavalera. But they played all of Chaos AD. My favorite Sepultura album. Undeniably fantastic show. Surpassed my expectations. They sounded super tight. Max sounded really good. They exactly played in order. They did in a totally different order than the album. Refuse Resist, Save the World, Nomad, Amen, We Who Are Not As Others, Biotech's Godzilla. Just like witnessing this live was just incredible. You felt everything. Then the Propaganda, The Hunt, Kiowas. Kiowas was like when they brought the acoustic guitars, like oh my god. Then Territory, fucking excellent. Then Chaos BC, the remix of some of the songs, like mind blown. Fantastic performance. 9 to a 9.5 out of 10, honestly. And you know what I'm really upset about? They were billed and they were scheduled to play the exact same time as Bring Me the Horizon. And everybody says that Bring Me the Horizon was the best show of the weekend. I only caught the last 3 songs, but if their whole set was half as good as these final 3 songs, they were the best show of the weekend. Probably. Like, it's a shame that anyone was scheduled at all during their set, given how amazing and huge the production was. Like, I'm not even the biggest Bring Me the Horizon fan. I mean, I like the old shit. I fucking grew up on the metalcore shit. But, you know, Shadow Moses is an undeniable gem. A lot of the new songs kick ass. Just mostly all of the newer shit. But, I mean, honestly, with how cool the production was and how amazing the show was, like, just the last 3 songs alone, like, I bet, like, every single second was worth it. 10 out of 10 based on that alone. Even though this is all chopped up and edited, I've been talking for like an hour and a half here. Was not expecting to. Alrighty, well, I don't think I have much more to say other than stay tuned for the vlog from last year. And hopefully before this year ends, I'll have 2025's vlog all edited and ready to go and posted up here. In the meantime, I still will be editing the videos I have filmed already, and I'll be posting those since they're shorter and easier to get up and whatnot, get posted. And I still intend to stream most Wednesdays and some Fridays. So yeah, comment down below what you thought of this whole Aftershock 2025 weekend. And how are you feeling, by the way? Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video or when I go live, and check out my other videos as well. Or don't, it just doesn't matter as long as you enjoy. Time for bed.